You know, we all have a morning routine, but what if that first hour of your day, the way you wake up, could literally protect your heart for years, even decades to come? Well, today we are going to dive into the science of how a few really simple habits can turn your morning from a potential danger zone into your heart's biggest ally.
So, let me ask you this straight up. Could the way you start your day actually be putting your heart under a ton of stress? For a lot of us, the answer is, surprisingly, yes. But hey, don't worry, the fixes are way simpler than you might think.
Now, this might sound a little intense, but check this out. Most heart attacks and strokes actually happen in a very specific window, between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. And that is not just bad luck or a coincidence. Nope, it's a predictable physiological thing that happens in our bodies. So the key is to understand why. Why are our hearts most vulnerable right when we wake up?
All right, so let's get right into it. Section 1, your heart's danger zone. We're going to break down exactly what's going on inside your body from the moment your eyes open.
Okay, so in the morning, there's kind of this perfect storm happening inside of you. For starters, after you've been asleep for hours, you're a bit dehydrated, which makes your blood thicker, a little more like sludge. At the exact same time, your body floods itself with cortisol, that's the stress hormone, to jolt you awake. It's this ancient survival thing, to get you ready to run from a predator. But today, it just tightens up your arteries. So you've got your heart trying to pump thicker blood through narrower pipes. Man, that is a tough start for your most important muscle.
But here's the really good news. We can totally change this narrative. In Section 2, we're going to look at how to push back against all that stress by gently, and I mean gently, rebooting your body, starting with the absolute simplest tool we have.
This quote just nails it. Before your coffee, before you even think about checking your phone, the simplest and most powerful thing you can do for your heart is drink a glass of water. Seriously, think of it as the cheapest, most effective heart medicine on the entire planet.
So how does this magic work? Well, that simple glass of water directly fights all the problems we just talked about. It immediately restores your blood volume, thinning it out and making it easier to pump. It also helps your kidneys do their job of flushing out sodium, which helps keep your blood pressure stable. It's such a tiny habit, but the protective benefits, they're huge.
And here's how to do it right. Keep a glass of water on your nightstand. That makes it a no-brainer. The key is to drink it slowly, and this part's important. Make sure it's room temperature. Why? Because chugging ice-cold water can actually cause your arteries to constrict for a moment, which is exactly what we're trying to prevent.
Okay, so you've hydrated. What's next? Gentle movement. And I want you to pay close attention to this phrase here. You're exercising for circulation and stability. This is not about a big workout. It's not about breaking a sweat. It's all about waking up your cardiovascular system safely and calmly.
Think about it. After lying down all night, a lot of your blood is kind of settled in your lower body. A little gentle movement helps push that blood back up towards your heart where it's needed. But even cooler is that stretching triggers the release of something called nitric oxide. This is your body's own natural signal for your arteries to just relax and open up, which is absolutely crucial for preventing those scary morning blood pressure spikes.
And the key word for all of this is safely. We're talking simple joint rotations, neck rolls, shoulder circles. Try to sync your movement up with your breathing. The whole point is to feel your body waking up, not to push its limits. Just remember, your heart loves a nice steady rhythm, not a sudden, chaotic rush.
Okay, so we've covered the physical side of things, but what about all that hormonal stress we talked about? Well, that brings us right to Section 3, calming your nervous system and learning how to take back control from those fight-or-flight hormones.
This slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? It shows two completely different realities for your heart. On the left, you've got that rushed, frantic morning. You know the one. It's flooding your body with stress hormones, squeezing your arteries, and just really straining your heart. But on the right, a calm, intentional start. That activates your body's relaxation response, letting your heart work smoothly and efficiently. It's a night and day difference.
So just how powerful is making this shift? Well, just look at this number. Studies have shown that just 10 minutes of mindful breathing can lower your systolic blood pressure by an average of 8 to 10 points. I mean, to put that in perspective, that's a big enough change to be comparable to some first-line blood pressure medications. And it's something you can do for free every single day. Incredible.
So what's the science? When you take these slow, deep, deliberate breaths, you are literally flipping a switch in your body, activating its rest and repair mode. This instantly slows down your heart rate and takes the pressure off your arteries. It also improves what's called your heart rate variability,
which is basically a measure of how well your heart can adapt to stress, making you more resilient all day long.
Here's a super simple technique you can try, like right now. It's called 4-2-6 breathing. You just breathe in through your nose for a count of 4, hold it gently for 2, and then do a long, slow exhale through your mouth for 6. That longer exhale, that's the magic trick. It's what really tells your nervous system to chill out. Just a few minutes of this can completely reset your morning.
All right, we've hydrated, we've moved, we've calmed our system down. Now let's move on to section 4 and talk about putting the right kind of fuel in the tank to lock in all those benefits.
I love this because it's so easy to remember. The 3-3-3 rule for a heart-healthy breakfast. Just aim for at least 3 grams of fiber, 3 grams of healthy fat, and 3 grams of protein. So why this combo? Well, the fiber slows down sugar absorption, the healthy fats fight inflammation in your arteries, and the protein gives you that nice, sustained energy without spiking your blood pressure. It's the absolute dream team for your arteries.
And you know, the final piece of fuel isn't something you eat. It's something you absorb. Sunlight. Just like that gentle stretching we talked about, morning sunlight also triggers the release of nitric oxide, which helps your arteries relax. It's also the master switch for your body's internal clock, which controls everything from hormone release to blood pressure, making sure your whole system is running on a healthy, predictable schedule.
So, we've covered a bunch of different habits. How in the world do we put this all together? Well, in our final section, let's lay it all out. Your 1-hour protection plan.
And here it is, your first hour mapped out to protect your heart. It starts with hydration to get the blood flowing smoothly, then gentle movement to get oxygen where it needs to go. You follow that with deep breathing to get your hormones in check. Then a balanced breakfast to fuel your arteries. And you finish it all off with a little sunlight to reset your body clock. You see how each step builds on the last? It creates this powerful protective shield for your heart.
And honestly, that's the biggest takeaway here. Look, the gym is obviously super important, but the real foundation for a healthy heart, that daily practice of prevention, that's built in those first quiet moments of your day. When you choose to start your day with calm, with hydration, and with good nourishment, you are giving your body the strongest medicine there is. So as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this question. You don't have to do all of this at once. That's not the point. Just look at this list and ask yourself, what's the one thing I can start tomorrow? Because that's all it is. Protecting your heart isn't some giant, overwhelming task. It's just a series of small, positive choices made one morning at a time. Thanks so much for joining me.